This is the time black nationalist militants hijacked a plane and received one of the largest ransoms ever paid in an airline hijacking. This happened in summer 1972. On July 31st of that year, 5 members of the Black Liberation Army, along with 3 other children, boarded Delta Airlines Flight 841 from Detroit to Miami. The leader of the group was George Wright, a prisoner who had escaped in 1970. He was disguised as a priest. The Black Liberation Army, or BLA, originated as the clandestine armed wing of the Black Panther Party. In 1970, a rift began to emerge within that organization, partially due to the involvement of the FBI. A division had emerged between those who favored continuing the party's community work and those who favored a more confrontational strategy towards the authorities. The rift led to the emergence of the BLA as an independent entity in 1970, with those who advocated for confrontation forming cells across the country. The BLA was never really a centralized organization, rather a collection of autonomous cells who advocated for the same political program of armed struggle for black liberation. The militants seized control of the plane using weapons that they had smuggled on board and declared themselves to be revolutionaries. Wright, in particular, had concealed a handgun in a hollowed out Bible, a tactic reminiscent of movies. After securing the plane and taking everyone hostage, the flight was allowed to proceed to Miami. Upon landing, the militants released all of the passengers in exchange for a $1 million ransom, the highest amount ever paid by U.S. authorities in an airline hijacking. The crew was kept hostage and they flew the plane to Boston. There, it was refueled, resupplied, and allowed to fly to Algeria. At the time, Algeria's government was friendly to various left wing causes, and the pro confrontation faction of the Black Panthers was actually based there. Algerian authorities seized the ransom, but allowed the militants to go free. By August 2nd, the ordeal was over, and the crew and plane returned safely to the United States. 4 of the militants would be arrested in France in 1976 after living there clandestinely for 3 years. They would be imprisoned until 1981, but would never be extradited to the United States. Similarly, the group's leader George Wright was arrested in Portugal in 2011, but was released on house arrest after spending 3 weeks in jail. He too was never extradited. If you found this interesting, follow for more stories of America's underground.